Hello, BIOL1009. Welcome to week 13. We have this is the second to last week of the semester, so good job. We're almost there. So this week we're continuing on our study of community or ecology in general, and we're going to be focusing on two fields in ecology. The first one is community ecology. So this is really the study of how species interact and sort of the underlying processes that lead to patterns of diversity that we see between different types of communities. And then we're going to be relating those to this idea of community stability. So how much does a community change over time? How do patterns of diversity, how do different species interactions across the food web interact or affect that stability? And then the second major field we're going to be looking at is ecosystem ecology. And this is really sort of the broader picture of how sort of these different communities impact these broad nutrient cycles that you're familiar with. So the nitrogen cycle and the carbon cycle. And relating this, obviously, to real-world impacts due to human effects on ecosystems. So we're going to be looking at how the carbon cycle relates to climate change, how human activities affect the nitrogen cycle, which also has downstream consequences for community diversity. So these are related. Community ecology and ecosystem ecology are related, and of course they are directly impacted by human activities. So we're going to be stitching that all together this week. We're going to be looking at chapters 45 and 46. You have your Learn Smart activity, you have your quiz, and then of course you have your group homework that's going to help you guide your studying of this subject. And then we have the Lab 6, your individual lab, so the lab you chose a while back. You should have started, and you're doing a small check-in. So these check-ins are specific to the lab you chose. You want to check what those specific check-ins are. Sometimes they're a worksheet with a little bit of sort of proof of concept that you've started the lab. Sometimes they're a picture, like saying, look, I got my material set up and we're running. Basically, we just want we want you to show us that you've started, okay? So make sure you do that. And then, of course, the last week is going to be when you write up your final lab report for this individual lab. So get started. Do the reading, and of course if you have any questions related to this material, please feel free to contact me. I'm happy to discuss any of this with you, either the material or the lab, to help you get going. All right, have a good week.